Okay, Elf, I see you. You keep stalking me on social media. You keep releasing amazing things. NYX is coming out with a collab, it looks like, with the Sabrina TV series. Lots of cute little stuff in here. Oh, that's cute. I'm so glad to see. Can I just tell you that Makeup Geek is kind of making a reappearance lately. I see them right now on Trend Mood and they're coming up with these palettes. Hi friends! Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be doing a video that apparently I haven't done since my birthday, which was back at Thanksgiving. I'm going to be doing a purchase or pass video, but this is a special edition. This is a New Year's edition because I'm going to be going through stuff that has been released in like December months too, because they are still out there. I haven't talked about them. Some of them are interesting me, some of them are not. But to help you guys in the new year and help me in my tiny beauty space here in the new year, this is going to be a babe on a budget style purchase or pass. I've heard you guys in my comments say this and I feel you. It is a new year and a lot of us are putting ourselves on a little bit of a tighter budget in the new year. And I am good with that. I always do that, as a lot of you know. I love to look at makeup and I love to window shop. However, I do like to kind of look at my own beauty space and be like, what do I already have? Do I really need that? Isn't that something kind of like what I already have? Or are there things on the market that are just really, really, really tempting me, but it has to be that good for me to even consider purchasing? So let's do this very cutthroat, babe on a budget purchase or pass. And like I said, I'm going to be going through some stuff that released in December too, because I was just like, nope, I'm done purchasing for the year. Let's get into the BoxyCharm videos, as you guys saw with my last videos. So now let's talk about what I'm definitely not getting, what's tempting me, and what I may actually purchase. I have to talk about something that absolutely is teasing me because that's real life. There are things that come out on Trend Mood's Instagram or things that I hear you guys talk about or see on YouTube, whatever, that really intrigues me. And there's one piece that I am still thinking about. I don't even honestly know at this moment if it's released because I've not been itchy with my buying finger button here that I click around on the internets with. I have not really delved into what's new on the market, but this is really talking to me. It's the Urban Decay All-Nighter Ultra Matte Setting Spray and All-Nighter Primer. Something that is as good as the Urban Decay setting spray to start my face. That's not a spray that could maybe keep everything from the base going forward on. That is absolutely intriguing me because, yeah, Urban Decay is not a cheap brand, but it is a brand that I know works really, really well. And I spend a good amount of money on makeup every year. You do too, or we wouldn't be here talking about it. So if I'm gonna put it on my face, I want it to last. I want it to look beautiful, and this has absolutely done that for me. So if a primer could do that, and the matte setting spray, because I'm an oily skin girl, those are the things that are at the top of my mind right now that are a little pricier than drugstore, obviously, that I am still really thinking about chewing on. I need to look into some reviews once they come out because I don't even think they've come out yet. But that's what's really tempting me to keep my makeup on all day. Why do I spend all this money on makeup if it's not going to stay all day? You know what I mean? That's the reason that is tempting me. But back to babe on a budget style, let's look at a few other things. So the All-Nighter Face Primer is available now for $36. So that is pricey for a primer, and I already have primers. It's kind of like that thing that you used to say to your mom while you were out and about. You were like, Mom, I'm hungry. Can we stop at McDonald's? Or whatever your childhood like want was. And she's like, no, we have food at home. That's how I feel about primers because never before seen on my channel. This is my primer collection at the moment. It is, well, full. So I feel like I don't want to buy something else, but like I just said, I really love this product and I think that that could really help my makeup game. But I'm so torn because we've been fooled in the past by brands like this. How many of you remember the Tarte Shape Tape and then Shape Tape Foundation fiasco? Yeah, we all know. We have flashbacks of it every now and again. Everybody was so excited because they're like, Heart Shape Tape was the concealer. So of course the foundation would be amazing, right? And then it wasn't. So I've really not done my due diligence yet because I've been not in a twitchy buying mood to look into the reviews for that. But I am going to start delving a little bit more into finding out if the primer is any good or if it's something that me as an oily skin sister with sensitive skin, and it's kind of evolving at the moment due to menopause and winter. So I need to figure out, is this something that is worth investing for me personally? But that is what is on my mind at the moment. According to Instagram, somebody asked, will this hold up all day on oily skin? These are the things I need answers to. And Urban Decay replied and said, yes. Have you tried any of our all-nighter products yet? And then the other person was like, yes, I've tried some of them. So they're saying it is good. A lot of people are saying they just purchased it, so I'm guessing it's probably just come out within the past week when I am filming this. So I am thinking about that. Tell me what your thoughts are. I kind of want to do my due diligence, look at reviews before I get all twitchy and buying about it, because that is pricey. And I just showed you my primer collection is not small for me personally. I live in a tiny house, so that's where my head goes. Okay, so to piggyback off of what I just said, more on primers. You guys know I love my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and I've had it for a while now, and there is still a lot of product here, but I've definitely made some divots in here. I've definitely used it a lot, and I enjoy it a lot. And of course, at year end, they came out or sneak peeked some new family members to the Putty Primer line, and I'm trying not to get too itchy to buy things, so let's get through it. In the middle of December, it had already dropped. It is the new e.l.f. Cosmetics Putty Primers. There is a matte and a luminous. I was really like, oh man, they opened up a new line. That's so awesome. Maybe I want the matte. And then I was like, shh. Nichole, think of this through. So do this with me right now. My biggest issue is oiliness, and I like to have my pores blurred because they're bossy right up front. The Poreless Putty Primer has been working great to fill those pores, and I use other makeup items that are more matte or mattifying, so I don't get too shiny, but I still sometimes have to do touch-ups and stuff. I feel like by the time summer rolls around, this one will be close to empty, if not empty, and then that might be a good time to try the matte, because that's really when my oily skin gets to just do whatever it does, which is pretty much just look like a grease ball. So I was thinking, if I were to do that, that's like more of a middle of year purchase. I don't need to buy that right now and then store it with everything I've already got in there. You know how that goes. Then you tend to forget about it, then the latest and greatest comes out, and then it's a snowball effect, and that's how declutters start. I'm gonna be happy and loving my Poreless Putty, even though that matte putty primer, I'm like, I see you. It's not that I don't know you're out there. You're on my makeup tender list. Is that a thing? I don't even know. I've been married too long. Then I also sit here and go, my bigger issue is kind of filling those pores at the beginning, and that seems to be more of where my head's at. So I'm gonna stick with this and not get itchy and twitchy, even though e.l.f. is an amazing, inexpensive brand. I just don't need to add more to my collection. So even though this is on the inexpensive end, I don't want to say cheap because e.l.f. is still quality product. I am not going to be purchasing that because I already have so much of my collection that I am using, loving, and trying in here. So that's okay. We can put that away. Breathe it through with me. Okay, e.l.f., I see you. You keep stalking me on social media. You keep releasing amazing things that you know I already have in my collection, but the next version of that is talking to me. I have seen that Netflix series You, where you stalk people. I know what you're up to. I know what's happening. They have a new e.l.f. Camo Concealer line out that is really talking to me. You guys know I have two of these in my collections in two shades here. This is medium sands and medium beige. I kind of mix and match because, you know, in-betweeny shades happen. But they have this new Hydrating Camo Concealer out, and that doesn't sound like something an oily skin girl would maybe be interested in, but the one thing that I can say that's kind of a con about this is that this one is a little bit drying and you have to work really quickly, and by quickly I mean really quickly. I remember learning I really had to do one eye at a time in order to really not have it crease because I have very expressive big eyes, but it works great. I think this is a fantastic drugstore concealer. So when they came out with the hydrating one, I was like, oh, my skin has been doing these weird things. As some of you know, I'm going through surgical menopause right now, so my skin gets patchy or drier when I'm used to being oily all the time. Like right now, Florida, for funsies out there with everybody else that's dealing with the sub-temperature, you know, January weather. Florida has been hit with some cold days here. In the morning, this morning, it was like in the 30s, which Florida, Tampa is not happy about. I'm not happy about it, but my skin totally feels dry. When I was putting on makeup this morning, I was kind of like, oh man. And I could tell a difference when I was applying my makeup because of how dry everything's been. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And we all know the e.l.f. brand isn't expensive. But again, do I need more concealers at this moment? Of course I don't. But am I gonna need a hydrating concealer in the summer? No, more than likely not. Am I talking myself into it right now? Hopefully not. I'm on the fence, to be perfectly fair with you. I'm totally on the fence. But I do like these concealers, and they're out and they're inexpensive. What are they, like $6 or something? At this moment, I'm not going to run out and purchase it. The way I've talked about kind of my limited no-buys in the past is if I don't seek it out, but it just shows up like at my random CVS or Walgreens right in my face, and they have my shade, and it's inexpensive and high quality, then I may be tempted to just pick up one and see how it does for me, but I'm not gonna chase it. That's what I'm gonna tell myself in this moment. I'm not gonna chase you. You can chase me. Yeah, I like it that way. Oh man, e.l.f. is really stalking now. I literally scrolled up on Trend Moods Instagram for, I don't know, half a scroll, and now e.l.f. has a putty eye primer. Oh my damn. If I find out, here's the thing. If I find out this is a dupe for like the MAC Painterly Paint Pot, for how much is this? $5. For $5, if I find this, and if I find out it is like the MAC Painterly Paint Pot, I used to love that thing, I will buy it. I'm not even gonna lie, because I really liked the MAC Painterly Paint Pot, but when you're trying to go cruelty-free, you kind of can't keep MAC really around. I do have an old one that I've still had in my collection, but I haven't used it in so long because I'm kind of worried it's expired. I don't know. I've been using concealers for my eyes for so long, but dadgummit, there's 5 shades for $5 each. White, cream, rose, sand, and clay. Oh man. Oh, and of course they're talking about their new hydrating satin finish camo concealer that's only $6. They are just wooing me right now. They're talking dirty to me, and I kind of like it. Okay, I am definitely intrigued by that. Specifically because, as many of you know, I am an eyeshadow lover. My collection is ever growing and ever present, that I'm always working to keep it concise and stuff I love and use. I want to hear what people are saying about it, so I'm just going to dive into the comments and see what people are saying. Somebody else just said, e.l.f. just keeps coming out with bomb new stuff. I know. I'm in the middle of talking about how I'm a babe on a budget, although e.l.f. is really good quality for budget prices, so at least these are more inexpensive things that I'm talking about. At least I've got that going for me. Apparently this eye primer will be available at Target, according to e.l.f. I gotta see if there's any updates about this. Hold, please. Okay, so I'm on e.l.f.'s Instagram, but they haven't talked about it, and I'm kind of scrolling back. So I am really tempted by this, but I'm gonna have to use that same mentality that if I happen to walk into my local CVS or Walgreens and it is sitting there in a shade I love in front of me, just talking to me, then I'll probably end up getting it to review here and tell you if it's worth my money, which is $5, which is so inexpensive if it is like a dupe for MAC Painterly Paint Pot. And a lot of people in the Trend Mood comments are saying they think it's gonna be a dupe for it, but I've not heard confirmation. I gotta do some more due diligence in this. But dang it, that's another thing that's tempting me. Thank goodness it's inexpensive. Oh, I thought we all heard that ColourPop was going to be done doing those monochromatic palettes, but it looks like they're now going in a new shade range because now they have their mint collection out, which is really pretty. And I feel like come St. Patty's Day, people are going to be pulling this baby out to do a lot of gorgeous looks. But I can tell you, I have had a few greens in my collection, and maybe it's just I've not found my personal tone of green or mint or something that I love to gravitate to consistently, but I don't know if green eyeshadow really looks good on me. Actually, this past weekend, I pulled out the Jeffree Star palette and the Shane Dawson collab, the Conspiracy palette. I pulled that out because that has some greens in it, and something else in my collection. I can't remember what, to just kind of like do a green eye look to decide if I liked it. And I'm still on the fence about it, so that's really not tempting me at the moment. But you know I love ColourPop, so if that's your color, I totally understand why 12 bucks would be like worth the investment. But I can easily pass on that right now because that's just not something that is something I think I would use a lot. I heard about this and I have not talked about it yet. Morphe came out with a palette that wasn't all red, brick, brown, warm tones. We must be in an alternate universe. Something happened, someone shook the matrix. I don't know. But they came out with stuff that looks like pastels? How? When? It was available January 16th and it is available now. It is the Icy Fantasy Artistry Palette for $25. I have not had a great relationship as far as Morphe eyeshadows go. There's only one palette that I still have in my collection from Morphe, and it is the Jaclyn Hill collab that a lot of us got years ago, and it is a really good quality palette. That one I still like and I still use. As far as buying anything else from them though, I have no real interest because I did get the what was it, the 15D palette from my BoxyCharm, and it was that really orangey palette, and you know I love an orange look, or if you don't know because you're new here, hi, I'm Nicole and I love orange eyeshadow and I have no shame about that. But it did not work for me. It was so patchy, a lot of the shades were inconsistent, powdery, the list could go on and on. Also uninspiring. So I definitely decluttered that because it wasn't my cup of tea, and it just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth for some of the Morphe palettes that were just the regular ones. So that's kind of easy for me to pass on, but I'm really glad to see they're kind of branching out. A lot of you guys know, and I'll talk really quickly about the Blendiful. I just did a video on this, so I did purchase this, but I do think as of, this is my second day using the Blendiful, and you can see I washed it yesterday and used it again this morning. It is lovingly used this morning. I liked this a lot. I even liked it more the second day of using it because I'm learning the techniques and tools of how to use this baby. I was able to bend it even more because this sucker is just a really flimsy little puff here. So when I did the contour today, that was my one big drawback. Yesterday when I was trying it the first time, I ended up going to the opposite side, folding it totally back and lightly going in with it, kind of building it up. And I thought I did a beautiful job today with my contour and my face makeup. And I used the small sponge for my concealer and for powder under the eyes, and I think it did better. The rapid speed that I got my makeup done with these two this morning was mind-blowing. I even did bronzers, blush with this. It did a great job. I am really, really impressed with this, and I'm going to keep using it and keep giving you updates as I continue to use it and get better with it. So I did purchase that, but I think for 18 bucks, 2 puffs is kind of a steal considering a beauty blender is pricier than that, and a Real Technique sponge is not crazy expensive, but if you get the 2-pack, it's not too far off from the Blendiful. So I mean, it's kind of, my husband loved this, his own analogy about the puffs. Like, the guy who invented the hammer is going to tell you you can use a hammer for everything, but sometimes another tool is handy to have. And right now, these are the new tools that are in my collection, and I'm liking them a lot. Okay, ColourPop has come out with some more eyeshadow palettes, and this one right here, what is this one called? Nude Mood Blush Crush. 2 eyeshadow palettes. This is there's a Crush, Blush Crush, and Nude Mood for some eyeshadow palettes that have just come out, and they're really pretty. Oh, those highlighters and those big pans that look like Marc Jacobs are also really talking to me, but you know my highlighter collection is crazy big. I actually purchased 2 eyeshadow palettes at the end of last year, beginning of this year. That end of December, beginning of January time frame is a mush for a lot of us, and it's definitely a mush for me. I'm not totally sure when I bought these, but they're pretty much have the same color story, and it is the Essence brand. I found them at a local CVS. I'm gonna do an in-depth video for you later on about these, but these are 2 palettes that I have right now in my collection that, I mean, are essentially those colors. I've never really tried Essence eyeshadow palettes before, so I was really excited to find these at a local CVS for really inexpensive, $4.99 each, so I purchased 2. I know people are gonna say they're the same, but there's definitely some differences as I'm using them and learning about them. So stay tuned for that, but I already have stuff like that in my collection, so obviously I don't feel the need to purchase the same you know, essentially toned palette that I already have two kind of similar things and I'm liking them. But that's for another video. So I'm gonna be passing on those. Oh man, I just saw that, who is this? I don't even know who this brand is. Hersheys Collection by House. I am not familiar with this brand at all, but they came out with this Hersheys line for, I guess, Valentine's Day, because they made all of their eyeshadow palettes look like Hershey bars. Okay, that's cute marketing. I'll give you that. But I have a lot of browns. I have a lot of neutrals. As fun as that is to look at, and it is really stinking cute, and it looks like they have a lot of different things in this collection. 2 powder rouge tints as well, 2 eye brushes. Super cute, but definitely kind of just too gimmicky for me, so passing. NYX is coming out with a collab, it looks like, with the Sabrina TV series. I think it's a Netflix series. Sabrina Spellbook Face Palette, $35, 30 eyeshadows, 3 face pressed powders, 3 Sabrina lip duos, lots of cute little stuff in here. Oh, that's cute. I don't need it. I mean, I'm looking at the eyeshadows right now, and I mean, there's nothing really special or unique about them that's kind of pulling me. Lippies are also pretty, but my lippy collection right now, I'm still like struggling to keep in the container that I have. Everything fits, because not everything does at the moment. This is cute, and again, collabs like this are meant to like make us go, oh, I love that show, I should get this. But I mean, I haven't watched all of the series. I started it, but I haven't finished any of it. It's cute, but it's not gonna be hard for me to pass on that personally. I have a lot of those colors. I don't need more lippies at the moment. Looks pretty, but no thank you. I'm so glad to see, can I just tell you, that Makeup Geek is kind of making a reappearance lately. I see them right now on Trend Mood, and they're coming up with these palettes that are kind of like these custom make your own palettes. That's really sweet, and I used to really enjoy Makeup Geek eyeshadows. I know that the first time I was introduced to them was through BoxyCharm, like 3 years ago. They sent us some singles of them, and it was really exciting. And I remember being like, oh, this is an indie brand, that's awesome. And I do think their line is awesome. I'm not really in need of eyeshadows, as we all know, so I am going to just stop looking right now and pass on it, but I am glad that it looks like they are kind of doing some new, fun, innovative things. Physicians Formula has these new face palettes. What? And it's another collab. All these collabs. My gosh, I can't keep up with all of these collabs. But it looks like it's coming soon. I'm not sure if it's dropped yet, but it looks like a beautiful face palette. And you guys know I love Physicians Formula. I think their butter bronzers are amazing. I've also really enjoyed their highlighters in the past. I think I enjoyed their blushes too. I'm not too much of a blush girl, but that, I mean, for $14.99 and you get 6 different shades of blushes, bronzers, and highlighters, that is really, really tempting, except for the fact that it's a big palette that I don't really have room for at the moment with my current situation in my beauty space, and I'm happy with a lot of the stuff that I have. So at this moment, I'm going to just pass, not even look at it more. We're going to put it away. Don't look at it anymore, because it is tempting. It is, but I already have butter bronzers in my collection. I already have blushes and amazing highlights, so I don't need to just add more to add more at the moment. Babe on a budget. Babe on a budget. I'm on a budget. I don't need everything. I don't. Guys, I feel like I could just keep going through this because I haven't done one of these in so long. I'm still scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. But the reality is I don't need a lot. And the few things that I've already talked about that are tempting me, I'm gonna need to see them in front of my face tempting me at a Walgreens or CVS for me to even drop my money on it at the moment, because it's a new year. We're all trying to be good, we're trying to behave and use what we love. So thank you guys so much for going through this babe on a budget purchase or pass with me. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of little spin that I did, because I know a lot of you are also just not in a place where you can either spend money on makeup, you have a lot of makeup, you're feeling guilty about the makeup you're not using. So let's be mindful starting the new year to use up our money, which is the makeup we've already paid for and stuff that we already love. It doesn't hurt, it's a good thing. Thank you so much for watching, and if you happen to be new to my fun, crazy, weird, unique channel, hi new friends, I hope you take a quick moment to hit that subscribe button down below to see all of the fun, loud, weird, definitely unique videos I do every single week. Bye friends!